Well, hello there, everyone. It is so great to be back. I know I say that every time, but it couldn't be any more truthful than that. We are back. We are on Wednesday, day 3 of our daily creative challenge. And today is going to be another just heck of a time because we're going to get designing, we're going to challenge ourselves, and we're hopefully going to design something that makes the world a better place for all of us, right? So, hey there, I'm Sam Anderson. I am streaming from New York City. I would love to hear where you're from, what the weather is like. What's the weather like? It's cold here. But, we had some rainy weather, so we're done with that now. And it's sunny today, so I'm thankful for the sunniness. So, where are you from? What's the weather like? How's it going? Looks like we have people in the chat. We have Tim, as always, Philippa, Bojana, hey, Rosie, Andreas, Victor, hello, and Mustafa, which is just amazing to see him here. So Mustafa's coming on after me, but for those of you who don't know, Mustafa is part of the CCA crew. It kind of just exploded ever since I started going on Adobe Live. I brought on Julian to start going on Adobe Live, and then Julian got all of these other people that come on Adobe Live, and it just like exploded. And so now all of my classmates have basically been on Adobe Live. But what's great about Mustafa, we went to CCA, California College of the Arts. I'm just like shouting out to my school, our school, and Mustafa's on the XD team now, which is like amazing. So like from classmates to colleagues. Ooh, that alliterated. That sounded good. I hope everyone's doing really well. It looks like we have Athena coming in from Athens, Greece. Wilson's tuning in. Rosie's tuning in from the Bay Area, and it's raining there. Stay warm. I hope you're fine. Lindsay Palmer, hello. Jack is saying snow. Where is it snowing? Felipa says it's raining in Portugal. Lots of rain, it seems. Rain or snow seems to be the theme I'm catching on to. So let's dive in. Do you know what the Creative Daily Challenge is? It's this week. It's just 1 week, and each day we're unraveling a design challenge. And we're using XD to solve for that challenge. So it's going to be a blast. So this is our page that we start off at, behance.net/challenge/XD. And that blue button, press it if you haven't already. It'll give you notifications for each day. Look, here we are at day 3. We're going to talk about hierarchy. We're going to focus in on digital wellness because digital wellness, we could not have a more important time to talk about digital well-being. It is so crucial. I'm very passionate about it. Very, very passionate. So go there, get our starter file, which we're going to hop into in like a minute or so. Get that, download it. The link is like right there, get started. And then we also have a Discord chat room. You can find that with this link here. And I'll show you what that looks like. This is it. This is Discord. We have everyone chatting it up here about all their designs. What's great about this, particularly this channel called Current Challenge, is that we are sharing our design work for the challenges. Each challenge and each participant really is going to have a different prompt. So we get to step into their shoes and see what are they designing for and give them some feedback, because we're all kind of in different places here, because as you'll see in the starter files, we all can take a different direction for designing for each day, each aspect of wellness, and today's digital wellness. So people are posting their designs. Look at this one from, this one is a critique. That's not actually, let's hop into this one. This one's from Angry Bubbles 007. I'm curious what your real name is. I would use it if I could. But this is Angry Bubbles 007. And they were making an app. So you can just choose the words in the prompt. So look, here's the one for today on digital wellness. and you can choose what words you want to make your prompt. And it's all starting with that how might we statement, which is a critical foundational statement for how designers base the rest of their design. So how might we choose a word, choose an adjective, a noun, and an audience that you're designing for. And so, we have people that they're sharing what their statement was. So for this person, it was, how might we facilitate mobile meditation for pregnant women? And look, they made this, which is like suggested meditations, a morning walk, thus being mobile, right? And it looks like there's like a timeline here, or maybe like some sort of meditation like podcast that they can go on. And it's encouraging exactly that, mobile meditation for pregnant women. Let's get specific. You'd be surprised at how you can actually, by giving yourself these weird constraints, actually come up with pretty solid solutions. And it's a lot of fun. So look, here we are. We're diving into digital wellness today. This is going to be fun, right? Tim says, what if that is the real name? Well, if your real name is Angry Bubbles 007, I'm very sorry that I didn't use that I thought it was not your real name. I'll do better next time. Let's form a statement here. You can form whatever statement you want, but just for the purposes of the live stream, I'm going to walk this through with you, doing one of my own. So I've already thought about this a little bit, so I think we should do, how might we anticipate difficult interactions for friend groups? That's what I think we should dive into today. I'm curious, throw it into the chat if you have ideas for maybe other prompts that kind of intrigue you when you look at these words. What design prompts would really get it's a good design prompt when you read it and it's just igniting all these ideas in you. So look for that. Find the golden nugget. And they're literally golden. And so once you have your question, you now need to answer the question. And first, we're not going to hop right into design. What we do as designers is usually we'll take physical Post-it notes and just jam out all the ideas that could possibly answer that question, that how might we statement. But here, I've given you some digital Post-it notes because, we could go there. So here's some ideas I thought of. And this process is all about the ideas and not necessarily the design. It will result in a design, but it's more about the process. How do you get there, right? Awesome. Looks like everyone's talking about middle names in the chat, which is fun. My middle name? Can you guess my middle name? Give it a go. Okay. So the first idea is chatty planning, which is your phone would help your friend group make plans together. And so plans to hang out. And the idea is that would be in a group chat environment, and perhaps if it catches on someone saying like, hey, we should go out and do something tonight, then like an AI assistant at that point would jump in and be like, here are some things you can do tonight. Like this performer is playing and this thing is happening, to really give people even more of reasons to actually hang out with one another. And so that the idea there is that it's taking place on the phone, so that's how it's digital. But if you can reduce the amount of time that people are chatting and deciding on what they're doing on their phone with each other, then they're spending more time with each other in physical space, actual knowing people. And that's what makes it digital wellness. The next one is confidence cards. So this is an app. It's a really simple app idea where it's an app on your home screen. It's easily accessible, and when you tap it and you open it, there are immediately some ideas of what you can do if you're in a situation where maybe you're socially hesitant. And the reason why I like this idea is because I find that when people are maybe in a socially awkward situation, they pull out their phone, right? And so that's how I'm addressing this aspect of digital wellness. If they pull out their phone, that means we have to meet them where they're at. They're on the phone, so let's design something for the phone. And so let's give them some ideas with this app of like what they can do or conversations they can strike up. This is an idea behind design that's actually really important, because you can't just be like, oh, people aren't interacting with each other, they're going to their phone instead, let's just take away the phone. That's not going to work. That's only going to make people angry. You can't just take away the phone to solve the problem. You can design to meet them where they're at, and that's a principle of design that every designer should take up. And then the last idea is chat seeker, which is also a group chat idea, where if you're in a group chat with a bunch of people, and maybe they're talking about things, and maybe someone in that group feels a little left out, this chat assistant, kind of similar to the first one, will actually try to help provoke conversation with the people that aren't talking as much, if they want to. Perhaps they could, flip a toggle that like, hey, I want to be like talked to more, and then they can actually like this chat would subtly promote those interactions. So those are the ideas, which I think could be really fun. I encourage you to get visual with some of these. I did some of that with the earlier ones, but basically, like if you're doing a chat idea, right? I have this icon that's white on yellow, so it's hard to see. But like if we're doing a chat idea for a chat application, then perhaps we make some bubbles, right? And we show what that experience would look like at a very high level, story-like kind of way. So let's say we have a bubble here, and this is going to represent a chat bubble that is like an assistant that's helping friends hang out with one another. We can easily make a chat bubble with like two shapes here, joining them together like that. That's like a chat bubble, right? So perhaps we just have two of these, right, like that. And this one says something like, just really high level, right? We could say this one's like plans. Cool. Let's make sure this is on top of this. There we go. Plans. Let's make it white and bold, and maybe a different color, because usually the other side of text is a different color. So the idea here is that like people are talking about plans, and this assistant, the blue one, is helping them like find a calendar date or giving them ideas. And I encourage you to come up with ideas for how you visually indicate all of your other ideas, because an idea is more than just a statement. So let's dive into what we'll actually be designing here. Now that we have our golden idea and we've formed it, we're going to do confidence cards, because this is simple and I think does actually solve for a need. So confidence cards is an app, and we'll add an N to there for proper grammar, is an app to give social ideas. Is an app. Okay, let's do an idea. Is an idea app that suggests things to do for people who need a way into a social situation, right? Because that can actually be very difficult and very stressful. I've experienced that for sure. So awesome. Let's dive into this. So the app itself, I'm thinking, is actually going to be pretty basic. I'm thinking we'll have a dark background, and as soon as you open this app, we're going to have cards. And the idea is that these cards can be flipped through one by one, and they will give ideas for what you can do. So let's maybe give it a title. So what did we call it? Confidence cards. And then here we can say we can start putting in our suggestions. And we can actually use auto animate to bring these to life. So like maybe like talk about your favorite music album. And these are just ideas. Almost like this aesthetic almost looks like Cards Against Humanity-esque, right? If I put them at the top there. But maybe I'll do center aligned and in the middle here, like that, right? We'll group that together. And when we do another one, we can actually make that smaller, put it off to the side, maybe reduce it in opacity, and we'll have a new one come in. And so you kind of like swipe between these. What's another icebreaker that can help people with their conversation? I would throw suggestions in the chat, and let's actually include them because your ideas are going to go far. So this one, we'll rename this later. No, this is group 5, and that's group 5. Okay, this is fine. So let's see. Maybe it's like, okay, you can talk about music. You could be like, ask, this is a simple one, ask about, or maybe like say something about, some people hate this one because it's such stereotypical small talk, but say something about the weather, right? Why not? Weather is something that everyone relates to, so that's an easy way in for some people. Okay, and we'll put this back on the other slide, on the other artboard, right? We'll reduce the opacity, maybe bring it over here a little bit, put it to the back, put this one in front, like that, and that way they'll actually start animating with each other. So when we actually do a drag animation, let's do it. Let's drag from this one to this one, and we'll select it as a drag transition. And because we have the same object on both artboards, it should auto animate if we did everything right. So let's look at it. Whoa, sweet, look at that. And we could do it for the other direction as well. And so I think the idea here is that it's a very simple app that would, let's do it the other direction as well. It's just remembering those last settings that I used. Is that you can flip through these ideas one by one and find one that maybe fits whatever context you're saying something. Rosie is saying, say something about the color of the surroundings. That's a good one. Let's include that. So I'm just duplicating the artboard here. And if anyone wants me to re-explain how we do that auto animate, let me know. I'll dive into it deeper. So say something about the surroundings. That's another really good way of striking up a conversation. Talk about exciting plans in the future is what Tim said, so we can add that one. Yeah. Talk about exciting plans for the future. This is kind of awkward text alignment here. Maybe we'll do talk about exciting plans as 2 lines. I should be using a text box actually. It'll do the line breaks for me. Right? Okay. So as long as we copy each previous and next card to each of these artboards, it will transition just like you would imagine with a card, right? Move it to the back, take the next one, take this one, copy it over to this one, move it over here, move it to the back, reduce the opacity, and you just flip through all these ideas. Tim says, so do you like dark mode? That's a good conversation starter if you're talking to designers. That's a great place to start. Everyone has different opinions on dark mode for sure. What are your opinions on dark mode? I'm curious. Victor said, talk about the most exciting thing that they've done in their life. I like that. I like that one a lot. Ask about the most exciting thing they've ever done. Let's change this to a text box. You can change that with this toggle here, and then we can set our bounds, and then it'll just automatically line break for me, so I don't have to actually hit the return key. Just a little tip there. So there we go. And when we add these all together, oh, it resizes differently though when you do that, so that's okay. Let's do that. Boom, boom, boom. Make it smaller. Reduce the opacity, send it to the back. Oh, this is great. And we're just kind of repeating this process of putting the previous one and always the previous position on each artboard. Does that make sense? So that then when you wire up drag interaction for each of those cards, from each artboard to the next, it'll actually feel like this, and it'll go from each one. The layer order is always going to be a little strange because one is like kind of coming in front of the other one, so you might notice a little bit of that ghosting. Not that one, that's an error on my part. But like when you're releasing your cursor, before it actually like transitions to that going behind state, like you'll notice that it's still in front of the other one, and that's fine. Oh, this one, yeah, this one we had two of, unfortunately. Cool, there we go. And this will look better now. There we go. If you have any questions or issues about auto animate, it can be a little finicky. Just remember that XD is looking for the same layer names on both artboards, and that's what will allow you to do to auto animate. So let's wire up this last one, or some of these other ones, to be drag and auto animate as well. Let's move this one. Oh, this one we want to make sure it's on the right artboard. There we go. So this one goes to that one. Yep. This one goes to that one. That one goes to this one. Let's see if this works. Let's try it. Oh, I think some layer names were swapped around in the wrong direction there. But, you know, that's a fixable problem, because we can do just like what I said, is look at those layer names right here. Okay, yeah, they're both called group 6, and so that's going to be some of our issue here. So this is group 6 here, and on the next one, this group is also called group 6. We should call it group 7, and it's looking like it's trying to say like, oh, those are the same object. Let's keep them the same and auto animate between them, but they're not. Okay, so let's do that. Group 7, that one's group 6, and on the next one we want to make sure it's also group 6. Cool. These should each actually have their own different name. Let's see what that looks like. Cool. Aha! Look at that. Oh, perfect. That's great. I love that. It can be really a lot of fun, don't you think? And so you can imagine like this is one part of the app, but then like a second part of the app is giving you ideas if you're already with friends on what you can do with them, and maybe like go to a concert, or kind of like striving into the idea of this one where it's like kind of prompting things for them, because why not? So lastly here, just wrapping up, make sure you share your design using the share window. You can get an XD link, share it on Discord, and we'll give you feedback, help you improve your design and become a better designer, and then upload it to Behance. You can upload the imagery, give it a title, and add, under discoverability here in the settings, add a keyword XD daily challenge. And then that will be so that you can see everyone else's work right there alongside yours, that everyone's creating these challenges for, which is a lot of fun. So, and then you can share your work with the world and, you know, get the most epic design gig in the world, right? Just have fun with it. That's about it for my time here live with you today, but I'll be back with you through the end of the week. You know, we're just going to take this all the way through the holidays. Not quite, just just up until the end of this week for this daily challenge. But I will be back tomorrow and Friday. Yeah, it's Wednesday, right? Yeah, it is. Are you excited? And I can't wait to see everyone's designs here. Mustafa and Julian, some of my favorite people in the world, are up next. So stay tuned for them. Great humans. Just watch them blow it out of the water. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.